The entire AI industry is in this absolutely massive race, right? Billions, and I mean billions of dollars are being burned to build bigger data centers and more powerful silicon chips. But what if we've all been looking in the completely wrong place for the ultimate hardware?
What if the answer isn't about sand and glass at all, but something that already exists, something that's been perfected over millions of years of evolution? What if the key to unlocking the next generation of AI is us? So, right now, the whole AI boom is pretty much built on one simple idea: more power. We're talking these colossal data centers, endless racks of GPUs, all guzzling just enormous amounts of energy. It's a brute force approach, really, and for a while, it seemed like the only game in town. Or, well, so we thought. Because just this week, a couple of breakthroughs hit the scene that honestly sound like they were ripped straight from a science fiction script. They challenge that entire silicon-based foundation of AI, and they point towards a completely new biological way forward. It really feels like we've jumped ahead a few decades, like overnight. Okay, first up, there's this company in Australia called Cortical Labs, and what they did is just wild. They took human brain cells, grew them in a petri dish, and taught them to play the classic video game Doom. And get this, they're actually good at it. This isn't some simulation, this is real, living, biological hardware learning to master a digital world. And look, this didn't just come out of nowhere. Just a couple of years ago, they proved that nerve cells could even interpret electrical signals. By the next year, they had 1 million brain cells playing Pong. And now they've leveled up to a complex 3D game like Doom. The rate of progress here is it's absolutely staggering. So you're probably wondering, how on earth do you teach a blob of cells to play a video game? Well, the process itself is fascinating. They start with simple skin or blood cells from donors. They convert those into these incredibly versatile stem cells. Then they coax those to grow into 200,000 brain cells, right on top of an AI chip. That chip gets wired into the game, the cells get feedback, and in just 1 week, they learn how to play. And when you put this up against traditional AI, wow, the difference is just night and day. Silicon AI learns using a method called backpropagation, which is basically a ton of trial and error using mountains of data. It needs massive amounts of energy. But this DishBrain, it's incredibly efficient. Your brain runs on just 20 watts, and it doesn't need preloaded data. It learns instinctively from its environment, pretty much the same way we do. And this is where the scale just completely blows your mind. The Doom experiment? That used 200,000 brain cells. Your brain, right now, has 86 billion. We're barely, and I mean barely, scratching the surface of what biological computing can really do. So just when you think your brain can't handle any more of this stuff, a second story drops that's just as wild. This one looks at that same mix of biology and AI, but from the complete opposite direction. It's not about putting biology in a computer, it's about putting a biological brain into a computer. Just listen to the opening line from the report. It is absolutely chilling. A team of scientists literally uploaded the complete brain map of a fruit fly onto a laptop. They created a digital ghost that now lives and acts all on its own. And you have to understand, the process to do this was just incredibly painstaking. They took a real fruit fly, sliced its brain into 7,000 impossibly thin layers, and scanned every single one to map all 140,000 of its neurons. Then they took that perfect digital replica, uploaded it into a virtual fly body, and just let it go inside a simulation. But here's the kicker, the truly mind-blowing part. With absolutely zero programming, no training data whatsoever, the digital fly started moving around, navigating its world with 91% accuracy compared to a real fly. Its complex behavior was completely emergent. It was like an echo of the original mind, just waking up. Okay, so let's pause. We've got cells playing Doom on one hand, and a digital fruit fly coming to life on the other. What in the world connects these two totally bizarre stories? Well, the answer is the most powerful force we know of: evolution. Both of these projects are tapping into an intelligence that's been trained and refined for millions of years. Try to wrap your head around this. It's estimated there have been 1 septillion fruit flies in existence. That's a 1 with 24 zeros after it. Every single one of them was like a tiny training run for natural selection, making that genetic blueprint just a little bit better, a little more efficient. The AI industry's training runs, they don't even come close. And that right there, that's the big, profound takeaway from all of this.
For years, we've been trying to build intelligence from scratch, tweaking algorithms and weights on silicon chips. But maybe, just maybe, the intelligence is already there, already perfectly coded in our genes. Maybe all we really need to do is figure out how to copy and paste it. So, as you can imagine, this just rips open a Pandora's box of possibilities that, honestly, until this week were pure science fiction. What happens when this AI wetware starts to mature? I mean, we are talking about real brain-computer interfaces here. Imagine not just learning to play the violin over years of practice, but running a training simulation on a digital copy of your brain and then just downloading that skill back into your mind. This is the path to truly modifying and maybe even fusing human and artificial intelligence. Okay, let's take a deep breath. A crucial reality check is needed here. To be clear, this tech is still in its absolute infancy. These are very early proofs of concept. The DishBrain cells only live for about 6 months, and that's in a super controlled environment. So no, this is not a threat to the silicon industry today, but it is one heck of a peek around the corner at what might be coming.
But what this all leaves us with is a question that's way, way bigger than just technology. If a collection of cells in a dish can learn, and if a digital copy of a brain can live, it forces all of us to reconsider some really fundamental questions. I mean, if you can truly copy and paste a mind, what does it actually mean to be alive?